So new year, new me, and all that. Adam's put together some notes on stuff that he feels is quite important to know going into January. So regardless of whether you are a gym newbie, you've got a bit of experience, or you are quite experienced, we're going to go over these topics and just explain them in a little bit more detail, aren't we? So if you want to sort of just go over what the things were.
Yeah. So basically, for what Joe just said, new members, current members, or if you're changing gyms or if you're changing your fitness goals, this is just like a top 10 that we put together just to help you out or food for thought, and then obviously just give you the best start to the new year possible. So the first one I put on the list was set realistic goals to stay motivated. So we both know where this comes from. Is basically some new clients or some new members expect results from the first 4 weeks and quit. Hence February it dies down, or February, March they're still not seeing results, and then they basically just lose motivation. So my advice is, I know you got your version is basically set realistic goals. Small stepping stones, something that you can achieve, not really easily, but you can achieve, and then go, right, okay, I achieved that goal, next one's this one, and then hence those stepping stone effect. What would you put out there for people to help to set a realistic goal?
Again, I think it's not trying to do everything all in once. Like, it gets to January and people will kind of say, "Oh, I'm gonna stop drinking. I'm gonna go to gym X amount of times. I'm gonna cut out bread," whatever they think they're gonna do, and they try and do too many things, and it's just gonna make that process a lot more difficult. Whereas if you, and I literally had this conversation with a consult that I had last night, because she said to me, "Oh, I want to cut out bread in the new year." And I was like, look, bread is not the issue here. There's loads of other things that you can improve on that are going to help you to get to where you want to be. So yeah, I think it's just picking a couple of little things and just building that momentum over time, I'd say, rather than trying to do everything all in one go, because you're just going to set yourself up for failure.
Yeah, I agree. I think staying motivated is can be hard. But again, if you say, right, my first goal is to be consistent in the gym, turn up 2-3 times a week, or how long you can commit to training, whether it's with a coach or on your own. I think that's a good stepping goal for first of all, and then just understanding that it is going to be a long road. It is going to be ups and downs. There are going to be hard times, easy times. But it's just setting realistic goals, because most guys we speak to, I want to get massive, and they expect results in 12 weeks. Like, bro, it's going to take years. Same as the other flip side, women, I want a big bum, or guys, I want to lose belly fat, or women, I want to, get stronger. And it's like, eventually you will hit that goal, but there are stepping stones. So that leads me on to the next top 10 that I'd advise, which is choose a gym that's convenient with location and hours. So obviously where we work, it's 24 hours. And it's convenient, just because obviously if you live around the Mansfield area, Nottinghamshire area, it's not too hard to get to, and there's a massive car park. So the other one is, obviously if you're working and travelling, joining a chain gym like Pure Gym would be good, because there's so many, over 300 around the country. But if you're a member at a small leisure centre and you're travelling for work, or you work in a city and you live in a town, I think it's going to be quite hard. So regarding what the listeners or our clients' schedule is, it's just understanding the convenience for a gym, and obviously the hours that are open, because independent gyms, they're like sometimes open at 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. and close at 10 p.m. And obviously if you're working shift hours, if you're a nurse, doctor, or a lorry driver, for example, your hours are all going to change. So that's my second advice, is obviously convenience and hours of the opening times.
Yeah, I think like community in the gym as well, because I bumped into, can you remember Sufyan, his name is, used to come in the gym with Kyle. I think he's got 2 brothers that come in as well.
Yeah.
I seen him in Tesco last night, and I said to him, "Oh, I've not seen you for a while." He said, "Oh yeah, I've moved gyms." So he's gone to like TGS, where Emma does a couple of sessions. So he's gone there, and he said, "Oh, I just quit Pure because it was too busy." And he literally said he went to that TGS and he was like the only person in there, because it's quite like a small scale thing at the minute. But he said he misses the community and us as a team at Pure Gym. And I said that to him. I said, I feel like I know you might look at Pure Gym and it might not be the best gym in terms of equipment and all that sort of stuff. But if you can get in a gym that's got a good community and a good team of PTs, because I feel like if you put us PTs and then like the Pure Gym community in like another gym, like it'd be unreal. Like you imagine putting us in like a super dedicated or
I've been saying
an ultra flex style gym. Yeah. Like it would be so good. So I think community definitely plays into it as well. Because I've been to it, and obviously there's JD just around the corner from me, and I've been there a couple of times. But the atmosphere in there is just so dead. Yeah. There's no staff walking about. They all just sit in the break room. Like all the people that are there, most of them are just like sales teams anyway. So obviously their primary objective is to just get you signed up. Like there's, there's just no atmosphere at all, and it's like the aesthetics of the gym are good, and I like it as a place, but I feel like we've got a good community at Pure Gym. So I think, like you say, obviously it's got to be feasible for you to get there with the hours and the distance and that, but I feel like picking a gym that's got a good community and a positive community to it will help as well, because it's only going to further help you to actually look forward to going to the gym and not see it as like, oh God, I've got to go to the gym again.
Well, saying that, there's roughly 20 people we can mention right now who go to our gym, and they're only there because we're there.
Oh yeah.
So you bang on correct with the community and the PTs, because obviously they say, I could go to JD, I could go to Everlast, I could go to, other gyms around our area, but they say, Adam, I'm here because the team and you and Joe, and the fact of how knowledgeable you are, and the how you coach people, and I think that does work as well. So obviously it works in favour. Obviously we help Pure Gym by obviously being how professional we are, and obviously Pure Gym help us with obviously the 24 hours, obviously the location, the parking, so it works hand in hand. So that leads me back onto the next one, which is basically starting gradually to avoid burnout or injury, because we see it last year, we see it every year. We get new members coming in and they're just going too hard too soon and burn themselves out mentally, physically, which can obviously lead to injury, which can lead to obviously again that what am I doing right, what am I doing wrong. So again, start gradually, get used to the gym, get used to moving, get used to the weights, get used to the machines, get used to your schedule, because if you start the gym in the new year and you've got a full-time job, that's going to take a hit. Not your full-time job, but both. Obviously tired at your full-time job, and then tired when you come to workout because you've been working all day. So again, just start off gradual, avoid burnout and injuries is my third one.
Yeah, I made that mistake 1 January. This was just before I did my PT qualification, because I think I'd started the gym about the April before, so I was still kind of in my first year. And I thought, stuff it, in January I'm going to train every single day in January, just weights. And then obviously by the end of it, I was injured. That's when I was getting all these shoulder injuries and neck injuries and that. So it's similar to what I said obviously in the beginning, just don't try and do way too much over the top. Just take it steady, and like I say, especially if you're a beginner, like 3 to 4 times maximum in the week is all you'll need. You won't really need any more than that. I think any more than that is just too much, and it's actually counterproductive to what you're trying to achieve. Obviously, if you're a bit more advanced, then maybe 5-6 days a week. But you should don't do what I did and try and train 7 days a week, because it's going to end badly. Yeah.
And then the next one, I think this is where we come into play with this, and also obviously if you don't have a coach, where you find a gym buddy. So basically find a workout buddy, workout mate for accountability, or if you've been to the gym in January, February, March, and you can't find a workout buddy, or you're not finding yourself accountable for your workouts, that's where me and Joe come in, and obviously we're coaches, so you can coach with me and Joe online or face to face. And I think that's also another good way to stay accountable for your workout, especially if you're enjoying it, or especially if, like the other one, you're losing motivation or you feel like you're burning out. Come and speak to us for advice or guidance, and then obviously we can say to you, jump on board, let's have some face-to-face sessions, or jump online, because accountability is one of the top tier outputs you need to be doing. And as a coach as well, our accountability for them, making sure they are ticking the box and making sure if they are slacking or lacking motivation, what can we do to help them? So I think that's a good one for new members or current members to think about accountability going into the new year and find that motivation back from eating the mince pies, New Year's party, Christmas party, eating junk, because, well, not junk, but eating, not normal food they would tend to go towards if they were being consistent in the gym.
Yeah. I feel like with accountability as well, it's like, regardless of how much or how little you know, like, everyone benefits from it. You know what I mean? Like, I had Ryan as my coach for the photo shoot prep, who helped me with that. Obviously, I've got Jade, who's helping me with all the high rock stuff. So everyone at every sort of level, and there was kind of that like joke on social media of like what I saw ages ago when it was like a hierarchy of things, and it was like, you're a coach, your coach's coach, his coach is, you know what I mean? Like, everyone has kind of got someone, regardless of how much they know. There's always someone that knows more than you and can help you to achieve whatever the goal is. So obviously, like I say, that's where we come in as coaches. And I'm all for the accountability of like training with friends and that, if that is going to encourage you to go to the gym. But again, from a coach's perspective, we know that everyone's different. So in the long run, you know what I mean, if you're coming with your friend and you're doing the exact same exercises as them, you're probably not going to get the most out of it, because what you're doing might not be suited to them. And I have clients now, or I've had clients in the past that have trained with people before me, and then I get them doing a certain exercise and I explain why we're doing it this way, and they say, oh, well, I used to do it this way because my friend told me to do it this way. And it's, I don't want to say the wrong way, because I don't really believe in the right or wrong. I think as long as you can explain the reason behind why you're doing something,
or what's best for them,
or what's best for what's best for the person in front of them. So you've got to be careful with that. So I'm all for it for the accountability side of things, but I think there's a reason why we're like professionals in it, because we know what we're doing and we know what's best for that person. But if that's what you need to give you that kickstart and actually get you into the gym, then obviously I'm all for that.
I think what we're going to touch back on about when you talk about, obviously you've got a coach. I had that situation with a client when they find out I've got a coach, they're shocked. Well, you've got a coach, but you're a coach. Yeah, but I don't know everything, and I need accountability, because some days I get lazy. Some days I don't want to get up and go for a run or a swim or go on a bike on a Saturday morning when it's freezing. I've got like a 60, 70, 80 mile bike ride to do. And, like you said, you have your two coaches, and Matt Dixon, the book I've been reading, and he's a coach, based in, was UK, now he's obviously moved to California. He's, the well-built triathlete, the book I'm reading, that I took to Lanzarote and stuff. And, his biggest thing is like, don't be afraid to have a coach if you're a coach. And I'm not afraid to have a coach, and I'm a coach. So I think when clients hear that, they are shocked, but also think, oh, okay, so we are human. We can't do everything. And says, no, we know a lot of stuff, but it's about accountability and ticking those boxes and saying, right, have you done this? And to ourselves, it's like sometimes we're slack, but with having coaches, it's still just as important.
Yeah. And I feel like it kind of shows that you, like, how committed you kind of are to your craft as well. You know what I mean? Because it's, like I say, we're not the finished article. There's plenty of people and coaches out there that know more than us. And I think obviously we're always willing to learn, and we're open to new sort of methods and styles of training and that. So I feel like if we didn't believe in having our own coach, and we thought, oh, I don't need a coach, I know it all and I can do this, it's like, how is the client then gonna believe in us, because we don't believe in us having coaches? You see what I mean? So I feel like everyone should be coached at some point. And I'm talking like just anyone in general, whether you're a coach or yourself, just to get that experience. And probably looking back now, that would, if there's any, I don't know if there is any, but if there's any like aspiring PTs or new PTs into the industry watching the video right now, quickest probably way to gain the experience and accelerate your business would be to get your own coach. Get a good coach, see how they operate. And because I literally did that with Ryan. Coached with Ryan, looked at how he coached me, and that's literally how I then started coaching some of my clients in person and online.
And also, I think with again, new members come to the gym, don't be afraid to mix up your routine, keep it interesting. And this also goes to current members, because obviously certain members that may have had a week or 2 weeks off over Christmas and New Year's, coming back, just mix it up. You know, you don't have to dive straight back into another bulk or another cut, or, you know, dive into like a really intense program. I think mixing it up, keep it interesting for the first couple of weeks, maybe even keep it interesting until, like, say, February, March, just to get the understanding of how the gym works, the equipment, you know, what the lay of the land is like. And from there, you know, if you keep it interesting and mix it up, I'm not saying every single week, but obviously, you know, every now and again, just so you get a full taste of what the gym environment is like. I think that's what I wanted to.
I'll probably just like try new things as well. Like, again, with me, obviously trying the high rock stuff, like 2 years ago, the thought of doing anything like this would have been like, oh my God, never doing that. It's weights, that's all I'm bothered about, weightlifting. And then, yeah, it was after I did my photo shoot, I was adamant. I remember putting a post out and I was like, oh, I'm going to do bodybuilding, men's physique. And then obviously now I tried something new in the high rocks, and I've actually realised that out of all the training that I was doing, this has been my most enjoyable one. So I think don't be afraid to try new things when you are mixing your routines up. And if you are someone that is or has always just been about weights, no cardio, like, just try and include a little bit in, just to see. Because in my head, I felt like I would hate it, and I don't particularly love it when I'm doing it. But that feeling that you get afterwards, like what we spoke about in the last podcast, is you can't replicate that feeling from weights, in my opinion, anyway. So I would just encourage people to try new things as well as mixing their routine up a little bit.
And this next one is probably, no matter what time of the year it is, this is so important, which is, making sure, you know, you prioritize your proper form and technique and execution of the movement, rather than lifting heavy weights or just smashing it. Because so many times you see, you know, people lifting far too much weight, the form going, technique going, and then all of a sudden they've got back injury, shoulder injury, neck injury. You know, the legs are hurting, as in, like, because of they've torn something or ligaments gone or something like that. So I think this goes for everybody, whether you're a rookie or, you know, been in the game for a while. Especially, obviously, if you're changing your training plan for something new in the new year, is really think about the form and technique and execution. That's what I would really say to my current clients, new clients, and anyone who asks me any advice in the gym. Forget the weights. Their weight will come, and the weights will increase, or, you know, the weight you're trying to lift will get better over time with the form of technique and execution, and then your muscles and your joints and your bones are going to thank you for it.
Yeah, I think that's massive, to be fair. I think the form and technique, and also making sure that, again, like, you're picking exercises that are more sort of suited to you. And if you're not sure of what exercises are suited for you, then again, that's where we come in, and we help you with that. Obviously, whether if it's in person through assessments, like, it can still be done through online as well. Like, where clients will send footage of us training, and we can sort of correct form and say, do this, don't do that, change this. So if you really are unsure on how to do things, then again, don't be afraid to ask for help, because it's massive, making sure that you are doing things right, especially like from a muscle building perspective as well, to really maximize that muscle building process. Like we said earlier, like, we both know how hard it is to build muscle. Like, it takes years and years and years. So to maximize that, you want to be making sure that every set and every rep is looking as good as it can be, and slow, controlled, not just chucking it around from A to B, like you see probably 60% of people doing in Pure Gym. That one guy, he doesn't even half rep, he literally, like, third reps. I don't know his name. He's quite an oldish guy, and I think his son comes in there as well, and everything he does is a third rep.
Yeah.
He does like like a tricep push down with the bar, and he'll have it on full stack. And honestly, he'll start here and he's just going literally to there. He's not even halfway. And I just same. He does dips like that. He does Smith machine chest press. Like he'll unrack it and then he'll go like that with like fucking 50 either side.
Yeah.
And but he's the sort of person that he'll be that set in his ways.
You can't tell him.
If we went over and said to him, "Can I just give you a bit of advice, mate? I think you should maybe do this and this." He wouldn't. I know for a fact he wouldn't take it on board.
Set in his ways.
Yeah.
Set in his ways.
So.
And then the next one, which I think is very overlooked, let's say, but it's still important, which is investing in comfortable workout gear and shoes. So shoes, for example, if you do a lot of running and a lot of cardio, don't run in powerlifting shoes or, just general Converse or anything like that. Get I like my Nikes, and I like my Nike Pegasus and my Fly Knits. I know, Joe, you like your Hokas. Hokas, which are great trainers too. So trainers wise, but if you are powerlifting and if you are squatting, lifting shoes, they're just good. Powerlifting shoes. If you're doing like CrossFit Olympic lifting, Nike Romaleos or something like that is a great piece of foot support. But if you're doing obviously CrossFit and Metcons, they're quite good. Or so there's loads of different brands of trainers out there. Again, if you're not sure, speak to a specialist in a running shop or trainer shop, or speak to me and Joe, because me and Joe do different types of exercises throughout the year through lifting heavy, cardio, plyometrics, obviously high rocks, hybrid training, and also clothing attire. So obviously, if you're running a lot and you're running restrictive jeans, for example, we've seen people on the treadmill wearing jeans. I'm like, they're not the best one for hygienic levels. And also for the chafing, and also just for the comfortability of if you're sprinting and your jeans are tight, there's not much flexibility and you're going to come off the treadmill. Again, we've seen that before. So it sounds silly topic, but it's still important. And obviously, I know you've seen people in the gym wearing random clothes for what they're doing.
Yeah. And it made a big difference to me getting them Hokas, or Hokas, however the hell you say it. Because I was running in my little thin Fly Knits from like 7-8 years ago. And I was getting a load of ankle pain, shin splints, and I was only running like, I think most I was running at that time was probably 3-4K. So they made a big difference. I remember when we came back from Lanzarote the first time after buying them, and I did a 5K, and I think I did that, I think it was about 2.5-3 minutes quicker than I'd done my previous one. And
more comfortable.
Yeah, and I wasn't necessarily more fitter. I think it's just because I had the appropriate shoes, and obviously the back of them is nice, thick and chunky, so I probably had more of a spring in my step. But then, the main thing, I remember waking up the next day, nothing. I felt like I could have gone and run again. So, I think like you say, I know it sounds like not a silly topic, but it sounds like an obvious topic, but you'd be surprised.
Yeah, so not many people think about that. They just join the gym and go, like, I know you've had this, because obviously we get quite a lot of consultations or people messaging us, and on my consultation it'll say, what gym equipment do I need? What do I need to bring? And I say, well, for consultation, just bring yourself. We'll have a chat. Obviously, for the first session, after the consultation, I would say, what do you normally train in, or what would you train in, to hear what they, would choose. And then I will say to them, maybe change this outfit, maybe more looser fitting shorts or jogger bottoms, or, because obviously some of my clients in the functional area train with what I'm wearing now, hoodie and joggers, they'd be sweating so much, it's not safe for them, because obviously, it can pass out through, heat. So again, it's a topic that I thought we should quickly cover, just about, clothing attire and obviously, footwear. And then this brings on to the next one, which is staying hydrated and fuel your body with a balanced nutrition. So again, we always go back off experience, because obviously it's the best way to speak to the listeners, but I've had clients feel dizzy and lightheaded, and I'm like, right, nutrition, what you had today? Oh, well, I had a banana. So like, when? Oh, 8 hours ago. Any water? Not really. And you come to do this kind of session. So every session I have planned for most of my clients, I say to them, right, have you had enough? Are you hydrated? And then they'll say, yeah. It's very rare they'll be honest, say, oh, actually, no, until you've actually asked them 1 or 2 times. So I think, again, newbies, people who are continuing their fitness journey into the new year, hydration, the right type of fuel, and keeping that balance there. Of obviously, I wouldn't expect you to eat a massive big 4-course meal half an hour before a workout, but having something like some peanut butter and toast, or banana, or a bit of fruit, or an intra workout. Like I know you train a lot with intra BCAs and stuff like that, and a bit of fuel in there, a bit of carbs. Obviously with me being diabetic, I tend to have a banana or some electrolyte gels next to me, just in case my sugars dip. So it's not just about before or after, it's also about during your workout as well. Don't be afraid to have something in a locker, or in your gym bag, or actually as you're working out, have a little snack. It's not a bad thing to eat as you're working out. What would your take be on that?
Yeah. Oh, I've like the amount of clients that, I mean, I've got probably like 2-3 clients at the minute that they always rock up to sessions without a bottle of water, and they'll go through the whole session without taking one sip of water, and it baffles me how they can do that, because like, I'm sipping water all day. I could not imagine doing a 50-60 minute workout without taking one sip of water. Because I remember I jokingly said to them, I'm going to get them all a water bottle for Christmas, because they just keep bloody forgetting. But yeah, I think it's massively important. And again, I've had it where people have barely ate anything all day, and but I don't think they necessarily see that as a bad thing at first. Like, because we'll set them calorie targets and that, and then in their head they think they come and they think, oh well, I've only had 800 calories today, so I'm under my target. And it's like, yeah, well, that's not the point. Like, because they just see it as little as possible, but then obviously it's our job to educate them on why that's not the best way to go about it for overall performance, weight loss, fat loss, whatever the goal is. So yeah, I think you need to be fueling yourself appropriately.
Oh, and also obviously touching on that, obviously I know it's not the right time of year, but obviously we have some members and some clients through religious reasons have to fast. So obviously I know we're saying you need to eat constantly or be fueled, but when I've had my clients are fasting, I've either trained their training scheduled times, or just basically regressed their training with me. So we're still moving, we still do something, but not too much where they are going to pass out or break the fast or want to So again, it's just it's just talking to a coach, it's talking to us, letting us know what's going on, whether it's religion, whether it's the lost appetite, whether they've been like we've got a lot of doctors and nurses on our roster, and we know that they struggle to eat and drink as it is because they're running around all day after patients. So I think also just being honest with us, let us know. And then the next one, this is the last and final one that I, when me and Joe thought about New Year, how to really start with a positive impact, is don't be afraid to ask for help or guidance from the gym staff. Now, I know we covered this earlier on in this top 10, but please ask us, in regards to form, technique, there's also on there, take advantage of certain gyms have free classes, inductions, PT tasters. I'm not a massive fan of that. I know you're not a massive fan of that, but some PTs do offer PT tasters. So certain gyms will offer free classes, free inductions, and obviously get started, which are good. I think they're quite beneficial. You're not sure whether do I go down a PT route, can I afford a PT, and then also touching on can I afford a PT. It also comes down to what do you value your time for in regarding payment. Because obviously, me and Joe and a few others at there probably are on the higher tier level of pricing, but in return you're getting the knowledge. In return you're getting the best coaching I've seen in a long time from a team.
So yeah, we hope you all found those tips useful. Please do let us know in the comment section below if there's a specific one that you did find useful, or if there's one that you're not particularly doing at the minute or you didn't think of and that you're going to start doing in the new year. We'd love to know which one you found the most useful. Obviously, don't forget all the links in the bio to mine and Adam's socials for just personal socials and then coaching socials as well. So I know we spoke about obviously coaching a little bit in this video, so follow them links, and we both have inquiry forms in our Instagram accounts. So if you are looking to really sort of take your results up a notch in the new year, just reach out to me or Adam, and we'll be happy to either sit down face to face if you're local to the Mansfield area, or we can jump on a Zoom call or phone call, whatever for online. Don't forget the clothing brand as well, which is going to be launching end of January. We're still hopefully on schedule for that. So if you use that link in the bio as well, sign up for the emails, you'll get 10% off your first order. And then do all that YouTuber stuff, like, comment, and subscribe, and then we'll see you in the next one.
I'm thinking, is he going to do it?
No.
He's going to do it.
Well, that was for you, Jasmine.